So what about the NDEs that show a fearful future? Hey guys, John here. I have a comment here that I'd like to talk about that I think answers a lot of questions and will hopefully alleviate a lot of fears. So let me go ahead and just read this question and let's dive right in. Hi, John. Love your channel and your energy. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for actually taking the time out of your day to view the channel and the videos. I really appreciate that. My question is, there are a lot of NDE YouTube channels that interview people who have crossed over and seen events in the future. Many talk of there being a civil war in the USA. With the country so divided, it seems more likely than ever in history since the Civil War. They also talk about famine, water, etc. Could you address this, please? Thanks again. You are very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's talk about that. So we have people who are crossing over, having near-death experiences, and they're coming back with future events in their head, right? There's a lot in this that I find interesting. You know, there's also people who cross over and experience hell, right? And when you think about that expression of experiencing hell, why are they experiencing hell? Because their belief says that's what they're going to experience. The thing about NDEs is every NDE experience is slightly different, and it always comes from the person's perspective. You know, if they believe the world is going to hell in a handbasket, they're going to see the future of going to a hell in a handbasket. And Joshua said in the Bible, he says, "Be here today; tomorrow will take care of itself." He was literally saying, "Make your tomorrow here and now. Make your tomorrow now." And there is no fated or destined future. And when you look at the fated and destiny of a prophecy of that nature, you're literally putting power behind that outcome. So the more you believe there's a civil war and famine and all that coming, the more you're bringing it to pass. You know, when the war with Ukraine started, there was all kinds of people saying that this is going to be, you know, the big war, and China and Russia are going to join together and so on and so forth. And the news this morning makes it look like Russia's about to fall. So it comes down to, you know, what are you believing when you're having your crossing over experience? What is your outcome that you are thinking of? Like I said, people see hell in near-death experiences because they believe they're bad people, right? And so the world will become what we decide it will become by our choice, by our actions. And even in these divisive times in the United States, you can focus on what those divisive times might come and focus on the negative aspect and be fearful. Or you can choose to create a loving world by being the loving light in this present moment. I recently spoke with a woman who was speaking about spirituality deep within the Bible Belt. And in her store, she had, you know, all kinds of incense and stuff like this. And one of the ladies in her, she was also a hairdresser. One of the ladies in her hairdressing chair told her that the stuff in her store was from the devil. And she, instead of responding harshly, she turned to the woman and she said, "Well, let me just explain to you what I believe." And she said, "I believe that everything is love, and that you're love, and I'm love, and we, you know, we can create a loving world by loving one another, just like Jesus said." And she talked and talked and talked and talked. And when the lady got up and left, the lady who was harshly, you know, right-wing Christian stopped at the door, turned around and said, "Thank you. Thank you for teaching me that I shouldn't judge people." And she walked out the door. So people will see the world in their certain ways, and people will look at the world in their certain ways. And when they cross over, they're crossing through their own personal beliefs. But don't forget, a near-death experience is exactly that, a near-death experience. It's not a gospel. It's not a set in stone anything. It's just an experience someone had as they were passing through their own belief. I recently watched an NDE where someone was describing their trip through heaven like they were in their first days of college, and they had to go to the place where you learned about college and the I forget the word. It's initiation center or something. It's like when you first come in, and his whole image of the afterlife was Greek columns and all of the things that you see at a college. You know, that Greek. You know, the fraternities are all based upon Greek culture. So his view of the afterlife looked like Greece. It looked like and all of the things, and even the life review. Some people see the life review and it's just in front of their eyes. He was in a room watching TV screens. So it was so he was seeing everything through his own personal going to college perspective, and so I wouldn't put too much stock in anything negative ahead of you, because the only thing ahead of you is what you're creating into the world. So make your part of the world so bright that the people around you don't think that way. So that's my thought on this. Don't be in the I am moment, the only creative moment we have. Focus on how bad things are going to be, because you have no idea how they're going to be, and they're going to be exactly what you think they are. And so if you say, I am doing this, I am creating this, the future is not set and will become what we all collectively come to believe. And by the way, the world is predominantly positive. The people who are being loud right now and saying all the things that are so blatantly factually wrong, they're only doing so because they're running out of options. The world is predominantly positive. And that's as simple as the story I've often told about if I was a commuter from here to Cleveland every day, I'd pass 1,000 cars on the road, and every day I might see an accident on the side of the road. And that night on the news, the thing that was out there and loud and being shown to everybody is that accident. But in truth, 999 cars made it safely to their destination without a problem in the world. That's how positive our world really is. So stay focused on the positive. Forget about the negative. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.